corporation is a vehicle for accumulating investment and putting that investment to work to grow and earn profits for its owners. Corporate law has its origins in contract law and in agency law. In the law of agency, the law deals with the problem of principals who hire agents to do something for them, but have some difficulty overseeing the agent in their work. Corporate law takes that idea and puts a great deal of structure on it. Corporate law says, here's how the corporation will be organized. The shareholders will invest money. They'll choose people to run their investment, make it grow, hopefully. And then the agents of the shareholders, the board of directors, will owe fiduciary duties of loyalty and care back to these principals in the principal-agency relationship, the shareholders. And corporate law defines those fiduciary duties of loyalty and care over a series of cases, looking at fact patterns of conflicted transactions or poorly run companies, and developing principles of law whereby those fiduciary obligations can ultimately result potentially in awards to the shareholders. Corporations have a couple of key attributes here. They are a separate person. They're able to own assets. Creditors, both tort creditors and contractual creditors of the corporation, have access only to the assets of the corporation to make them whole. So there's limited liability for the owners of corporations. That's one of the key attributes of the corporate form of organization. And it goes back to the ancient Romans. In the Roman Republic, there was respect for the need to separate liability for the corporate entity and its development and its risk-taking from liability for the owners who contributed capital to the organization. If you think about it, why would anyone buy a share of a public company like Facebook or Exxon or any other public company? Why would you buy a share if you thought that as a shareholder you would be liable for the obligations, the multi-billion-dollar obligations of those entities? We all sort of take for granted that we would not incur any liability just by becoming a shareholder in a large publicly traded company. But that's only because of this principle of limited liability that has gone hand in hand with separate business entities since the origins of this form of law that harken back to the Roman Republic.